Well, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
We got a special guest for you today. His name is Keith Knapp. The K is silent, right, Keith?
It is silent. It didn't used to be.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Knapp.
Originally, when we came from Germany, it was Knapp, but they couldn't pronounce it, so they turned it to Knapp.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens on a lot of these names, right? They
That's
shorten
right.
them and have the drop the ending or whatever. But yeah.
Right.
So where are you from, Keith?
I grew up in northern Kentucky, and now have been in Fairfield for about 12 years. So greater Cincinnati area.
Yeah.
Born and raised.
So what brought you over to Fairfield? Like from,
My wife.
okay.
Probably
That's usually the case, isn't it?
Yeah, like any good story.
Yeah, sorry.
You follow the woman that you love.
Yeah.
So I met my wife. We both ran cross country and track at NKU in college. Very first day of NCAA paperwork day. I had never met her before. I was sitting down. Everybody's walking into the auditorium. Every athlete from every fall sport in the entire university. And I was sitting next to a new teammate. I said, "Man, you see that girl over there? I got this weird feeling we're in it up together."
Oh, wow.
I called it day one. It took a lot longer for her to get on board with that idea. But yeah, we met, ran in college together, got engaged a year after college, married after that. Our first house was on the west side of Cincinnati because we wanted to find a place that was like halfway between my parents and her parents.
Yeah.
Bought a house there, realized we spent more time in Fairfield than we did in Florence, so bought a house out here. Her parents watched our kids for us when we were young.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. It's nice.
And so instead of driving half hour every morning to drop them off at their house, we just moved closer.
Yeah.
So, and now we've been in Fairfield for 12 years and love it.
So you ran all 4 years at NKU then?
I did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now how old are you?
40.
40.
I'll
Okay.
be 41 in October.
Okay. I mean, that little bit of gray there really makes you look
I
a little
know.
older. You're
It
too
does.
pretty to have that gray.
I mean, I'll tell you what. I had a beard for almost 5 full years straight, and I just shaved it off at the beginning of in the spring. And there were so many people that have not ever seen me without a beard, and they're like, "Oh my, who?" I'm like, and I have to tell you what, I shocked myself. I'm kind of making the decision whether I want to grow it back out or not.
I mean, I did see a picture of you without a beard, and I think you look really good without one. I feel like God blesses those with hair if they don't have the beautiful features. I say that because, you know, I'm a little light on top.
But I saw that picture of myself a while ago with my full beard. I was like, I look way older than I should. So we'll see if it stays around.
Now, how many kids do you have?
4.
4 kids. The makeup of those are...
We have 3 girls and then a boy. We have a 14-year-old, an 11-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 5-year-old. Our boy's 5.
They keep you hopping, don't they?
Non-stop.
Yeah.
Non-stop. We are always on the road doing something with them, which is why we're meeting very early in the morning.
Yeah. Which we like too. So I mean, we love it. It really sets the tone for the day.
It sets the tone for the day, and I have, we own 2 gyms, and there's classes all day long, but your early morning people are the most consistent, the most dedicated, by and large. That's not saying there's people in other classes that aren't, but you have no other excuses if you get it done in the morning.
Yeah.
And so,
What's your guys' earliest class?
so at CrossFit Fairfield, which is the gym here, it's 5:30 a.m. And then at Cornerstone Fitness in Westchester, it's 5 a.m.
Okay. So do you normally get your runs in before that?
So I typically only run 1 or 2 times a week.
Okay.
After college, so my senior year of track, I kind of made a decision. I was running up to 120 miles a week through cross country. really training hard my senior year, and I got to the track season. I was on a cross-country scholarship, not a track scholarship, and NKU at that time didn't even have a track team. It was a track club.
Oh.
So I was like, I don't really want to do the 10K anymore. I'm going to do the decathlon. Because I was a pole vaulter in high school. And so I was like, and throw all these things together. I was a 10K and steeplechase runner in the track season normally. But I was like, I'm going to do decathlon. And so I needed to get way stronger and way more powerful than a 10K runner typically is.
Yeah, like more like Caitlyn Jenner, right?
Something like that.
Sorry, Bruce.
Something like that.
That's right, Bruce. No, what's her name?
You're right. Caitlyn.
Okay.
But you just had to get so much stronger, and so I was a $145 racing, maybe $150 as a 10K runner, and I needed to get stronger. You couldn't do decathlon at that weight, and so I started doing CrossFit in 2008, and then I never did the decathlon because I just fell in love with CrossFit.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, that's got to be a tough. I've never done the decathlon, but that's got to be one heck of a tough.
Oh, for sure.
Event.
10 events over 2 days. Testing everything.
Like, what's the mindset going in? Like, obviously you didn't, but you were training for a little bit for it, right?
Yeah, I trained for several months for it.
So was it like, I'm just gonna try to be really good at half the events, or because you can't really? It's hard to excel in everything.
Correct, and in the decathlon, the way the scoring system works is like it's a point system, and the total number of points you can get for any event is based on the current world record for that event.
Okay.
So, it's got pole vault, long jump, 100-meter dash, hurdles, a 400, a 1500, shot put, discus, just like a very wide range of things.
Yeah.
And 1500 is the longest running event though. So most of these guys that do decathlon are way stronger. They have much more power, but they also have to have enough endurance to make it through 10 full events.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
that's kind of what the Army switched to, kind of their physical. Yeah, have you already familiar with that? They kind of added more events to their PT test.
APFT.
Yeah. You train guys like that sometimes, or for CrossFit in your CrossFit gyms, or
my thing with CrossFit, and this is kind of like the thing that I love about it, is that my thesis is that if I train like that most days, I'm ready to do literally anything.
Right. Yeah.
I might not be the absolute best at any of them. Like, I'm not the best 5K runner anymore. I'm not the best marathon runner anymore. But on any given day, I can wake up and go do that.
Yeah. Well, I think there's always someone better. The truth be told, there's always someone better. Maybe not that particular day with that many people that showed up.
Correct.
Maybe,
Yep.
But there's always someone better, or will be very soon. So
yes.
Yeah.
But it's fun. Like, the CrossFit mindset is like from the start of CrossFit has always been be ready for the unknown and the unknowable. Like, you never know what life's gonna throw at you.
Right.
But if you train in a wide enough range, you can be ready for it.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit of like why that training was working for the decathlon prep, but also probably why I fell in love with it beyond preparing for the decathlon.
Gosh, so that's been pretty much your entire life since college then, huh? The CrossFit.
Yeah, I started doing it in 2008 and did it in my garage or in my basement, wherever I had a home gym.
Yeah.
And dabbled with some other stuff, high intensity interval training for a while, which is like more body weight than there is barbell stuff. I have always kept up running, so every once in a while I would like get into I'm gonna be a runner again for a while.
Yeah. Well, I think that's okay.
It's great. It's
yeah.
great. being able to shift and have flexibility to go do
Keeps
those
it
things.
exciting, right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about any training. If you're going to do it for a long time, you better dang well like it.
right. So, at what point I mean, you said 12 years you've owned the gyms?
No. We've owned the gyms for 2. So we started CrossFit Fairfield 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
Cornerstone, we acquired at the beginning of this year.
Oh, okay.
So we're still pretty fresh in that. But I did CrossFit in my garage by myself for 10 years before I ever stepped foot into a gym.
So, what's it like, I guess, when you come out of college?
Yep.
You know, you've got, well, you didn't have the kids yet, I'm guessing, but
Not yet.
You had a normal job, I'm guessing.
I did.
Tell us about kind of what you did and when you decided, you know what, I'm ready to make a move.
Yeah.
And run us through that a little bit.
Yeah. Gosh, there's lots of little moves I've made in my career.
Some good, some bad, no doubt, but
Well, I think
We all do
every
that.
single one of them is always a learning opportunity.
Yeah.
Whether you think about it as a good decision in the moment or not, or a good experience in the moment or not, if you can learn from it, it's always good.
yeah.
So, I came out of college. I started working for the federal government. I worked in the congressional office.
Oh, wow.
I was a political science, pre-law, legal studies major, and I wanted to be a lobbyist. I thought that's what I wanted to do. So, I went to work in a congressional office. I thought I was going to go to law school. And when I was at the congressional office, my boss, our deputy chief of staff, said, "You don't need to get a law degree. You should get an MBA." So I went to get an MBA. Started my MBA while I was at the congressional office. And then I left the congressional office to work for a nonprofit trade association called the National Real Estate Investors Association.
Yeah.
And I took over their legislative affairs program. So I got a chance, basically a year and a half, 2 years out of college, to do the thing I thought I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I did not like it.
Yeah.
It was not what I wanted to do. So I was the federal lead for all of our lobbying and legislative affairs work. It was a member organization, and most of what we were doing was like property management.
Not fun stuff, evidently.
It was more, no, it was good. I mean, it's all good stuff.
Yeah.
It's just, we were a small organization, and you learned very quickly that if you had a lot of money, you could make a lot of things happen. If you didn't, you had to like borrow credibility from other places.
Yeah.
So I don't want to just keep like shaking hands and trying to get somebody else to do work for me.
Yeah.
So, and I just didn't like DC. I didn't live there. We were headquartered here, but I was in DC quite a bit for like Day in the Hill events. and things
Yeah.
like that. And I just didn't love it. So,
Now with those when you go to do the lobbying and you have those meetings, is it typically like when all those folks are in DC more, is that the idea of it? When you just travel to there, or are those congressmen and senators they're a lot more than we realize? Because
they're there a lot more than we realize.
Okay.
Most of them have living quarters there. They spend almost all of their time in
Okay.
DC. Well, I mean, it depends on who the person is, what their district is like.
Yeah.
But our congressman lived in DC and had a home here still.
And that was for Kentucky, right?
It was in northern Kentucky.
Northern
Yep.
Kentucky, yeah.
Are they required to have a home here just for like residency purposes?
You know, I actually don't know the answer to
Yeah.
that question.
Yeah.
I would assume so. I don't think you can run and be elected without living here.
Yeah.
That seems like
I don't know
the,
if you have
the
to maintain
typical
it.
story, you know. 'Cause, like even JD has a home in Cincinnati still.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of them that do.
Yeah.
But also, it's their home too, so
Right.
I imagine. they
And
would
the
come back.
congressman I worked for, he had a whole, he had a big family, and his family was here, and he spent a lot of time in district. But when we're there in a lobbying capacity, you're often meeting with like their legislative team,
Yeah.
not them,
Yeah.
unless you happen to be one of those organizations I talked about that has all the money.
Yeah.
And then you work meet drug with them. But
So then at some point, did you didn't go right into the CrossFit at that point, right? I mean,
No.
As
No,
far
no,
as
no.
as far as owning.
So then I went to work for a tech startup out of an accelerator in town that was at that point called the Brandery in downtown Cincinnati. And that was a startup that was all about helping people find things to do outside. So think back to, some of you guys probably aren't old enough to think back to, but think back to Foursquare and check-ins.
And see, I'm too old to remember back that far. So, we're
So
lost
Foursquare
after
was like
that.
an app that you could check into places. It was like people would check in at local shops and stuff. Venture Packs was the company I
Kind of
worked
like
for.
they go to it and they just hit a check-in, like I'm checking in.
Yeah, it was like a social announcement.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
Like I'm at this cool coffee shop or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we were building that same tech for outdoor locations and outdoor activities. So
Okay.
check in at a trailhead, check in at a canoe put in.
Yeah.
And I did that for a while, but that was right before our first daughter was about to be born. And then I got an offer to go to work at P&G.
Okay. Yeah. That's
So then I spent 9 years at Procter & Gamble. Most of that time I was in our ventures organization, working in kind of the healthcare space. Not really healthcare, health and wellness space.
yeah.
And I found myself working on a project that ended up being like a deep passion of mine, which was we were trying to solve the problem that everyone wants to feel good and feel better, but not many people have like a really clear path as to how to go about doing that. And even if they did pick something, let's say, I'm gonna feel better, so I'm gonna change my diet. There's not a great measure today for whether that change is actually working.
Yeah, because a lot of people will just step on a scale, right? And they
Correct.
think that's the way to measure it.
And the scale is arguably the worst measure of all
Right,
time
yeah.
for human
Yeah,
wellness.
for sure.
So we sorry about the little puddle.
that's
A little mucky.
beautiful content there. About went down.
But we that was the insight we were working against. Everyone wants to feel better. Nobody knows what to do about it, and even if they did, they won't know if it's working. And so did that for a couple years. And as I was working on that project, doing research for it, interviewing people for it, I just kept landing back on CrossFit.com.
Yeah.
It was like the one place that had a measure, which was fitness, that people could objectively track through a whole host of different measures. I mean, how strong are you? How fast are you?
Yeah.
How hard can you go and for how long?
Yeah.
And if you track those things, what inevitably happens is all of the markers that a doctor would typically track, they all move in the right direction.
Yeah.
Bone density goes up, cardiovascular endurance goes up, blood pressure comes down, cholesterol comes down, HbA1c, which is like the diabetic marker, that comes down. Like everything moves in the right direction. And so the more I kept landing back on CrossFit.com, the more I got like almost maniacal about like, well gosh, if this is the answer, why isn't everybody doing this?
Right, yeah.
What are we waiting for here, people? And so then I kind of came to the realization that I probably wasn't going to be able to affect the change inside of a big, CPG company that I wanted to. So I left, went to work for a consulting company that was doing strategy and innovation consulting for other big companies in the health and wellness space. So taking a little bit of what I learned, trying to see if I could help other companies come to that same realization in some of their business models. And then COVID hit about 2 weeks after I joined that company, and our office went from in-person consulting to remote. Our business model shifted wildly. Eventually my role ended up being eliminated as we turned our office into a remote office.
Yeah.
And then I went to work for a bike company.
As in bicycle or
Bicycle.
Yeah.
Like kind of a high-end, we sold high-end gravel bikes.
Okay.
So gravel bike is like a road bike with mountain bike components.
Oh, okay.
And that was kind of my introduction at that point back into some like endurance stuff, because gravel cycling has a strong following with people that like to do really hard things.
That seems like really dangerous. But I guess if you got the right tires and everything.
Yeah, I mean, like so you basically put mountain bike tires on a road bike.
Yeah.
And then you reinforce the frame structures a little bit to deal with the fact that gravel is obviously more uneven than the road.
Yeah.
But
And the suspension, what is it, none or very little?
most of the time they're hardtails. Sometimes they have a fork. But our bikes did not. They just had a carbon fork. But on most gravel, when you're moving along, if you have good tires
Yeah.
at the right PSI, it's not really like, it's not mountain bike.
As loose as you'd think. Yeah, like
Yeah.
like those road bikes, boy, it seems like you get just a little bit of wet, a little bit of slick,
Yes.
you're in trouble.
No, I mean, there's like, we're using big, I mean, like in some cases, depending on what terrain you're riding on, like a literal nubby, fat mountain bike tire.
Yeah.
But sold those for a couple years, and then I got an offer to go work at CrossFit headquarters at their global office. Led global marketing for them for a couple years. It was at the tail end of my time there that I made the decision to open the gym.
Okay.
So we decided we were going to launch our own gym, and did that.
And that was CrossFit,
That was
CrossFit Fairfield.
Yep. That was our first gym. About a week before CrossFit Fairfield was set to open, my role was eliminated at CrossFit headquarters, and I found myself in the position of being a full-time gym owner for a while, which was one of those weird things I was talking about earlier. Thought it was not a great thing,
Yeah.
but ended up being this awesome blessing, because I got to spend so much time building into our community, learning about what worked, training younger coaches that hadn't done a lot of that training before. And so it ended up being kind of perfect that it worked out that way. But then I also had to go back and get another big boy job.
Yeah. Well, we do have to eat, especially when
Yes.
you have
With
responsibility.
4 kids, yeah.
Yeah.
So then I went to work for Kroger. I did brand strategy work there for about a year and a half. And now I'm at a company called On It,
Okay.
which is a supplements company
Okay.
that sells pretty much every supplement that you would think of in a traditional supplement company, but we really focus on cognitive performance.
Oh.
So the interplay
I could use some of
between,
that.
yeah, the interplay between like focus, memory, and not like in a we're gonna fix a problem if you have a problem kind of thing, but just like dialing in. And our prime prospect is somebody who works out as part of their daily life,
Yeah.
but also has like, you know, executive level job or things that require periods
level
of
thinking.
intense focus.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
On It, is that
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan stuff? That's
Yep.
And Cam Haines, right? Is he a big part of that? Or?
He has not been.
Okay.
But that's a good person we should probably reach out to.
Yeah. I'm sure they'd be right. Oh, weather's fine? Yeah. Oh, okay. Come on over.
I guess you do a lot of remote work then. Huh?
I do work remote.
Are they based it? Where are they based out of?
Austin.
Austin. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, being a gym owner, I'm sure that's pretty helpful to be able to work from home.
It is. I have an office in one of our gyms. And then I have a home office. My wife and I both work from home, so she has a home office and I have a home office.
So do you coach many classes at the gym?
I don't anymore. When we first opened, I coached a lot of classes, partly because I didn't have another job.
Yeah. Saves you a little bit of money too. You don't have to pay
It
coach.
did, but at the end of the day, I didn't really do it so I could create a job for myself.
Yeah.
I wanted to create a business.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
at a gym, you could spend 18 hours a day there getting
and
stuff
for
done.
a while we did.
Yeah.
You know, it was like every single operational detail had to be handled by somebody, and it ended up falling on my plate
Yeah.
for a while, which was, again, in some ways a blessing.
Yeah, because you learn everything
You
about
learn
it.
and then I can write better SOPs.
Yeah, and teach
I
the
can-
next person.
Yes.
Work your way out of that job. Work your way out of that job.
Correct.
until-
Yeah, how do you handle delegating tasks?
So
Was it hard at first?
at
that your
CrossFit
baby?
Fairfield, it's been a little bit trickier because we don't have any full-time coaches.
Okay.
And so it's a little bit trickier for us to say, hey, your responsibilities are this, because they're all contractors. So technically I can't tell them that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I can give guidelines, and we have a lot of signage in the gym that says, hey, clean this up or put this away. My team will laugh about this when you see this. I am a very organized and meticulous keeper of things.
Laugh as in they don't agree with that, or laugh as in...
Oh no, they'll be like, oh yeah, we know.
We know, he's crazy.
That's exactly right. But and I think there's something that, to me, there's a subconscious message to other people about how much you care about them when you keep their space nice.
I agree with that 100%. Yes.
I want, wall balls. Every single wall ball, numbers up, laces out so people can see exactly what they're going to pick up. I want every dumbbell turned the same direction. Just little things like that. And it takes some people longer than others to appreciate that.
My thing is all the bills, dollar bills. I mean, you're probably not into that necessarily so much, but probably all direct deposited in yours. But where all the bills are going the same way. I feel like that is what you're talking about.
Yes.
For me, I feel like that creates something in them, organization.
Yes.
Like, oh, this is
it
nice.
also-
This makes me calm.
And it also removes other decision paralysis, right? If you know exactly where this thing is supposed to go, you don't have to use your brain to think about it.
Yeah.
You can use your brain to think about something else. Like, hey, how's Rick's shoulder? Or how is, Susan's back?
Yeah, more important things.
As
than
a
the
coach,
trivial. Yeah.
if I don't have to spend time thinking about, well, where'd all the dumbbells go? Which wall ball's the right one? And the same is true for members. Like, members don't have to think about that either.
Right.
They're like, I know exactly where the dumbbell goes.
Yeah.
I know exactly where the wall ball goes.
Yeah.
And
And
I
that's
like
a
to-
level of comfort for them too, because I think
Yes, there's
with-
peace in it.
right, and being in a gym alone is intimidating.
Correct.
Right, and if they're the sooner they get more comfortable with the little things, yeah, they're still going to be uncomfortable with
Right.
the actual suffering in the workout, but
But I can
little
let them
things.
lean into that discomfort versus
Right.
some other discomfort.
That's right.
Yep.
I like it.
So I'm a nerd about that,
Well, I think it's a good thing for sure.
and we're doing some of that. We took over Cornerstone in the beginning of February, and they have 4 full-time coaches who've been there for a very long period of time, and they have their own systems that they've been running by for 16 years. It's a 16-year-old gym, and so going in there is more about learning what works, understanding if there's room for improvements, understanding whether I can take any of the things I've learned from CrossFit Fairfield and reapply. And we've done a little bit of that.
Are you thinking about kind of changing it to a similar, like CrossFit Westchester, or not necessarily?
No, the name, I don't think the name will ever change.
Okay.
That being said, we do own kind of a holding company that we call the Community Fitness Lab.
Okay.
And that's kind of where I have vision for that being the broader kind of guiding point for both of the gyms. It's like all of our SOPs should be pretty fairly aligned. How we communicate with members should be aligned. How we onboard new members should be aligned.
Yeah, even though the name may be a little
Correct.
different, it's still everything internally.
It's kind of our own little, it's like our own little set of affiliates.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
CrossFit itself is an affiliate model. But inside of that, I can create my own little bucket of operations that I know works, or believe works anyway.
Yeah.
and try to redeploy that thinking and that culture in other places. And so that's a little bit what we're kind of working through now.
Yeah, I mean, as you determine things don't work, you'll make the change. But
And then I can make them in both places, right?
That's right.
And streamline things, get all of our coaches up to the same level of coaching, make sure we're keeping, track of our equipment the same way, and
yeah.
managing the experience that, a member has when they walk in the gym.
Hey, where are we at right now? Is this
We're in Hamilton. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so we came from Fairfield,
Yep.
ran up this trail. What's this trail called? The
Great Miami River Trail.
Okay.
So most people, I won't say most people, a lot of people are more familiar with the Little Miami Trail, which is the one that runs through Loveland,
Yeah.
Milford, on the east side on the Little Miami River. The Great Miami River Trail runs currently from Waterworks Park, which is 4 miles that way, I think.
And that's below Joyce Park.
Correct.
Yes.
And then it runs all the way up to Rensselaer Park in, I guess I wouldn't say that's Hamilton Township, where Rensselaer Park is.
I mean, what an amazing trail. I mean, this is
It's awesome. So if you go from Waterworks Park to Rensselaer and back, it's 20 miles.
Oh, wow. So basically a 10-mile stretch.
Yep.
Right, yeah. I
And
mean,
then
look at the views. I mean, this is
And
just...
then the cool thing is, they're still working on connecting it, but the Great Miami Trail, after it breaks off in Rensselaer, doesn't start back up again until you get up into, I want to say like the Franklin area, but then it goes all the way to Dayton.
Oh, wow.
And so they technically have a path they track that connects all of it, but there's a little bit of, when I worked at the bike company, it was in Miamisburg, and I would ride to work every once in a while.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good 20 miles there, 20 miles back on this and some other stuff, but
I love this. This is neat. These guys are rowing, or what do you
Yep.
call it, sculling? I don't know.
it's
what
a
you-
row. There's a Great Miami Rowing Club. They've got some studs that have rowed there. I can't tell if that's back in the back or not. They have one athlete who went to school with some of our, well, she's older, but she went to school at Sacred Heart
Okay.
and then Dayton, which is where my kids will go to school.
Okay.
And she started rowing in high school, got really, really good at it, and now she rows at Alabama.
Really?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
So they got some studs. It's a beautiful stretch from dam to dam for like rowing,
Yeah.
paddleboarding, kayaking. My father-in-law and I, when I was working at Venture Packs, we did every stretch from Dayton all the way down to, not all the way to the river, the Ohio River. We're pretty darn close.
Yeah, this is a nice trail. Yeah, I've never been on this.
We bring the kids out a lot. So Hamilton right here, downtown Hamilton, there's a park right up at the top of that hill called Markham Park. It's relatively new, but it was a part of Hamilton's kind of reinvestment in their city center. And they've got these beautiful shops and eateries, and there's 2 breweries down here. So we will often, I don't think we're gonna make it all the way to where we usually put our bikes at, but up in between here and Rensselaer, there's a little car park. We'll put all of our bikes in the back of the car, park there, ride into Hamilton, get dinner,
Yeah.
hang out with the kids, and then right before it gets dark, we'll ride back to our cars.
And then you'll be hungry again when you get back.
Well, it just makes the kids ready to go to bed.
Yeah, that's right. That's great.
So yeah, we started doing that. Like cycling as a family became a big hit for us during COVID when we couldn't do anything else anyway.
Yeah.
And we really fell in love with it. I think there's something so cool about riding a bike and using it as like a purposeful mode of transportation. I don't do it as often as I should, but there's something really cool about like being able to get yourself somewhere
Yeah.
on your own power,
Yeah.
which is why running's awesome.
Yeah.
I think bikes are like the most efficient mode of transportation out of like everything,
Yes.
even including animals. So it's kind of cool.
And it's wild how much fun it is to ride a bike and to watch a kid ride a bike. there's like just this cool unlock of freedom that you experience. Like, wait a minute, I'm like almost flying right now.
Yeah, compared to running, it's a big,
Right.
Yeah, when you can cruise
It's
at
just so
20 miles an
smooth and-
hour or something.
Yeah, so it's cool.
Maybe the kids won't go 20 miles an hour.
Not yet, but they're getting there.
Yeah.
Especially down hills. I mean, Jameson's 5, and last night we went on a little walk, or 2 nights ago, and
Now-
he is just like unhinged flying down a hill. I'm like, whoa, man, take it easy.
So we know you're a CrossFitter. We know that.
Yeah.
Do you sign up for marathons and things like that sometimes still, or?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, let's see. We've done, I mean, since college, I've done several 50Ks.
Oh gosh. That's
I-
ultra stuff there. Yeah.
I actually prefer the like farther and way more painful. If I'm going to sign up for something, I can't run fast anymore. Not in the same way that I used to be
Right,
able to.
yeah.
And so I've found more joy in like really ridiculous challenges. Last year, for the first time, I did a 24-hour ultra. And I'm doing that again in September this year in Tennessee. It's called the Dirt Circuit in Jefferson City. It's a 3-mile loop course. Run it as many times as you can in 24 hours.
Yeah.
So last year I was able to finish 81 miles. And this year goal is 100.
I mean, that's brutal when you get so sleepy, tired. It's just like,
Yep.
you gotta. That's probably. I mean, that's a whole new level, whole nother level.
Yes.
That you get involved in.
So there's this, it's actually a meme that's been, so I'm getting a lot of people with both of the gyms, trying to get them to sign up for it too. And I've been pretty successful actually, given how stupid that idea sounds. But one of our other coaches who's signed up, actually one of my business partners, he sent this like graph out, and you know, like the term F around and find out.
Right? Yeah.
And it's like literally a sliding scale of 1 to 10, you know, a 5K. A little F around, you'll find out. 10, marathon. Way more F around, way more find out.
Yeah.
Ultra marathon, 10 and 10.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. No doubt.
and I say that I'm the worst and maybe the best, depending on what kind of mindset you have, salesperson for getting people to run an ultra.
Because you tell them about the suffering. It's going to be so rough and horrible.
It was the, I mean,
You love it.
It was physically the worst thing I had ever done in my whole life. I mean, I rolled an ankle about 30 miles in. It turned into a watermelon. My left calf was about as big around as my waist. The day after, I was on crutches for 3 days.
Yeah, I mean, that is quite the pitch, isn't it? When you
But I've never, and I've done a lot of really terrible physical challenges, like really dumb things. I do a birthday workout every year, and it's often related to my age. So for 34, I did 3.4 miles of lunges. For 35, I did 10 kettlebell swings every minute for 350 minutes. For 36, I did a 360-kilometer bike ride.
Let's talk about that. 350 minutes. Gosh, how?
4 hours?
I'm trying to do math here.
Just under 4
Goodness.
hours. So
Gosh,
for 4
Keith.
straight hours,
That's brutal.
every minute I did 10 50-pound American kettlebell swings.
Well, it's no wonder you look like a Greek god. I mean, I don't know.
So that one was actually not that bad. There was way more rest built into that than there needed to be. But like for 39, I did 13 miles on every erg. So 13-mile row, 13-mile ski, 13-mile bike.
I like that.
So
I don't know if I'll implement it, but I like it.
you should. Well, it follows the idea of misogi. Have you heard of that concept?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
So
where you
it's
do
essentially-
some really hard things that year.
Am I actually going to make it?
Yeah.
You know, like, you should set a goal, I think, once a year. This like 50-50 chance.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll do it.
I'm not really sure if I can make it.
Yeah.
And I fell into the habit every year up until last year of like picking something that seemed to most people, like, unbelievably difficult. Like, the idea of lunging for 3.4 miles, for most people, is like, you can't do that. But for me, it was like, it's gonna take 4 hours. It's gonna suck really bad.
Yeah.
But I knew I could do it. Like, there was never a single question in my mind whether I could do it. Last year when I did this 24-hour ultra, it was the first time, genuinely, I think the first time in my entire life where I didn't really have a plan for whether I could do it or not.
Yeah.
And I wanted to run 80 miles was my base goal. 100 miles was my stretch goal. That's actually what this patch is for. I put this on this hat right before the race. I was like, I want to get 100. And I got 12 hours in. I was at 60 something miles. I was like, done. I'm like way ahead of pace. I'm feeling great. And then all of a sudden I wasn't.
Yeah.
Things started shutting down. Everything hurt. Every step felt like the end. And then
I mean, in races like that, you got to make sure everything's flowing still. Still make sure you're peeing and doing all that, right?
Everything was good. I mean, nutrition was great. We had a team there. I was there with a company that does gym programming called CompTrain.
Okay.
They're the company we use. Very good friends of mine. And they had a whole like camp set up. So they had somebody there to help with massage. They had nutrition. They had hydration, kind of all dialed. So I was great on that front. I just had never run 60 plus miles before.
Yeah.
So I got to about 56 miles, I think, is where it really hit the fan. It wasn't quite 60, but I was like, man, I need to like rest for a second.
Yeah.
So I took off my shoes. It was dark at this point, and I was like,
That's the hardest time, isn't it?
And I
When
was
it's dark too.
correct. So I took off my shoes, ate something, laid down. I was like, I'm gonna sleep for 2 hours. I'm gonna recover, be ready to go.
You guys want to turn around when we hit 5? Or
Yeah, I can do that.
going?
And I started going into basically going into shock. I was like, okay, I need to get back up because I'm not gonna do well sitting here.
Yeah.
So I mean, my whole body was shivering. I was pouring sweat, but also freezing cold. Just like having this wild reaction, you know, like,
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening right now. And so, got back up, put my shoes back on, and said, if I'm gonna make it, even my base goal at this point, I can't sit back down. So from 2 o'clock in the morning until 8 o'clock the next, it's probably even earlier than that, it might have been midnight, but midnight until 8 o'clock the next morning, I just didn't sit back down. One foot in front of the other,
Yeah.
one step at a time. And I, you know, this, everybody says this, like, oh, you just take the next best step. And I had probably told people that a million times in my life. You know, like,
Yeah.
just what's the next best choice you can make? Just make it. But I had never had to like actually live it
Yeah.
in a real way until I got forced to. And so I was like, who do I want to be? Do I want to be the person that realizes he's not going to hit his goal of 100 miles and stop? Or do I want to be the person that knows he's not going to hit that goal but keeps going anyway? So that's what I did for, 8 hours, 6 hours or whatever. I mean, I was like taking steps that were this big,
Yeah.
6 inches at a time. I got some canes because every time I went down a hill, I would fall.
Yeah.
And then I just did that, it was like finished. I got to the point where I knew I was going to hit that last loop. It took me, when I first started, and this is probably why I hit the wall the way I did. I was running 8:30s, 9:30s.
Oh gosh.
10-minute, miles, 40 minutes a loop. My last few loops were like 3-hour loops.
Yeah.
Just like, 2-hour long loops.
Yeah, there's huge strategy in those kind of
Yes.
100 milers and stuff.
I'd never done one before, so I was
Right.
just like, let's F around and find
Yeah.
out, right? And it didn't work out so well. But,
Well, it did, but it didn't because gosh, you
Correct.
learned so much.
and I have been pulling on what I learned about myself in that race, every thread for the past year, just so grateful to have bunked the way I did.
Yeah.
For, you learn a lot about yourself, but also I finally did what the Mosogi was supposed to teach you to do.
Yeah.
Like, I finally set the goal that I couldn't accomplish and became something that I couldn't have become unless I had failed.
Yeah, I love that. That's really, that's good.
And now I'm gonna do it again. And I'm taking a bunch of people with me.
These mind games, or these head games that you get to endure and go through when you're out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I call them games, but they allows you to sort out a lot of things in your life, and helps you to understand why you're there and
Correct.
all that. And yeah, I just think that's awesome.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons I told you I kind of go back and forth between getting back into running or back into endurance. There's just something so pure about taking one step at a time in a running context that forces that thought process to kick in. I get so much clarity on runs like this. I did a easy 15-miler last week for Father's Day, and I have an interesting relationship with my own dad, and it's Father's Day, so I'm out running, thinking about my own kids, thinking about my dad, and just it hit me like a asteroid. Like, the relationship that people have with their dads shifts so dramatically over the different phases of their life. When you're a little kid, it's like you think he's your hero. Then you become a teenager. And some of you guys, he's like, this guy's an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Or, you become a young professional and you start going out on your own. You're like, man, my dad could have made different decisions, but he didn't. Like, he's not really what I thought he was. And then you have your own kids and you're like, ooh, Dad was working harder than I thought. And then you get a little bit older. I'm getting to the point now where I'm thinking about sending my kid to high school and putting her in her own car. My wife and I spend so much time pushing them around to places, and I'm like watching them learn from me about what life could potentially look like.
Yeah.
And trying to set that really good example. And then I had this moment where man, for all the crap I gave my dad, he really did set this unbelievable example for me. He coached all my sports. He was one of my cross country coaches, and he was my pole vault coach in high school. Was always there. He put this unbelievable, disciplined focus on being there as a leader of our church.
And he had to go make money and feed you guys.
And he had to work. And he made decisions in his life that at certain times I questioned, why is he doing that? That doesn't seem like the right thing to do. But they were always principles based. And I always tell, people that I make decisions in the gym because I believe in principle, or I believe in the standard. And I'm like, oh my God, I learned that from my dad. So I called him last week, and I'm a kind of an emotional guy. I learned that from my mom's dad, actually. But I called him and just told him I love him. He was getting ready to sing at church. But I couldn't quite get to it on the phone. But then I sent him a long text message about, and then I write a daily newsletter called the Return Daily. It's all about, through scripture and timeless wisdom, recognizing that we all can return to the center of who we are. It's kind of what the idea of the Return Daily is.
Is that for your church or for
just me?
For you, yeah. Kind of a little journal type thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I wrote that into that piece on Father's Day about that kind of revelation I had about my dad, and I sent it to him. Had a good chat with him after that. it's like the first time probably as an adult that I've like truly sat down and had a conversation about how much I appreciate what he did for my siblings and I. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is.
And I would not have had that revelation had it not been running on a quiet Sunday morning by myself.
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, that is cool. There's.
So listen to your dad, guys.
It's like they're saying,
or don't.
This guy doesn't know what the hell he's
Depends
talking
on what
about.
phase of life you're in, I guess.
Yeah, we're not gonna listen to Keith either. No. They are good boys. They are good boys. I call them boys, but they're men now. These two back here, one in the Army
Are you?
in September.
Heck yeah. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. And Sam got out of the Army not too long ago, about a year ago.
Nice.
And so yeah, he was in for 4 years. Yeah, they're good kids. I feel very blessed to have them.
So Keith, your daily training, you say like every once in a while you get back into running or
Yep.
lifting, and it's like, but your daily training's probably pretty.
Daily training isn't like the day-to-day doesn't ever change.
Yeah, you're trying to become a
Well-rounded athlete.
well-rounded athlete. So it's
Yep.
like, it's not like when you're getting back into running, you're out of shape and struggling real hard, right?
Yeah, it's like when I say I get back into running, it's like we run 2 or 3 times a week as part of our workouts at the gym. We'll do some interval training, or there'll be a 400, 800 rolled in. But like, not true. Go out and the only focus is running.
Yeah.
When I get back into it, it's like I'll reinstitute a weekly long run essentially.
Okay.
And I feel like that's been enough for me to like get that little taste. And kind of like I said at the beginning of the conversation, I have the capacity built up, having done this for so long. Like if I want to go run 10 miles, I can go run 10 miles.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, the first time I do it, it's like the hips get a little tighter than they need to be.
Yeah.
And you get to the end like, oh, I don't know if I feel a little rough. But 2 weeks into doing that, 3 weeks into doing that, and I'm back to a comfortable 8-minute pace for as long as I want to go, for the most part.
That's awesome. So, go ahead, Hank.
If you're gonna boil down that idea of health, the word health, like what is health? You kept coming back to CrossFit.
Yeah.
It's like, well, how would you describe CrossFit? Is that just training a well-rounded athlete? Training to become a well-rounded athlete?
Yeah, so CrossFit, the definition of CrossFit, and this is like where CrossFit sometimes gets a little bit tricky, and even as a marketing leader at the organization, I always had trouble communicating this as clearly as we probably could have. But technically the definition, constantly varied functional movements executed at a relatively high intensity.
Okay.
So do a bunch of stuff in different combinations really hard
Yeah.
all the time. And so if you do that, one of the models they use for determining whether they're actually following CrossFit is called the hopper. And this is where the idea of like anything you throw at me I can do. It's like if you put a bunch of events, put a softball throw, put a 400-meter run, put a marathon, put moving a ton of rock in a wheelbarrow over the course of the next day, like put all that into a hopper, spin it around, pick a ball out. Oh, guess I'm moving a ton of rock.
Yeah.
Can I do it?
Yeah, so you're not exactly sure what's coming next.
Correct.
Type thing. Yeah.
So CrossFit's just making great construction workers?
Yes. If you've ever seen a construction worker that does CrossFit versus one who does not, you'll know the difference.
You're a good feeder school for the blue collar community. I love it.
Yeah, and I would say even like also very true, by the way. We have some guys in the gym who are like run landscaping companies or work in that field, and they're monsters.
Yeah.
I mean, if I ever wanted somebody to come into my home and like change my water heater, I'd like it to be the guy who can literally pick up the water heater by himself and walk it out.
Yeah. It's a hustler, a worker, comes
Correct.
in, gets it done.
Has the mindset of like doing the job that's in front of him as efficiently as he can.
Yeah.
And
You don't want them lingering around your house all day long, taking up your time.
Right.
Yes.
So there's something about that. And then also on the mental side, like, it is no small thing for somebody to step into a workout like we program and just do it. You have to like prepare yourself for it mentally a little bit. And then you have to make a decision in the moment. Do I want to do this thing or not? And think about how many times in life something pops up literally every day when you sit down at your desk. If you have a desk job that you don't really love, there's a lot of people like that too. But they've trained themselves like, no, I can literally just do this thing. All I have to do is just do it.
Every day, there's the thoughts pop into my head. I don't really want to do that. And I'm like, no, get it done. Get it done.
Right.
Get it done.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'd say that. But in terms of like health, CrossFit has another model of the sickness fitness continuum. If you haven't heard about this, you should do some research on it because you guys will love it. But it's basically you have a spectrum. It goes from sickness on one side to fitness on the other.
Yeah.
And right in the middle is wellness. So wellness, you can think about wellness about any of those measures we talked about earlier. HbA1c, muscle mass, body fat percentage, bone density, cholesterol. Any single one of those metrics has a wellness measure. It's like the one you go to the doctor once a year for your physical and they're like, ooh, blood pressure's 160 over 180. Got to bring that down to 120 over 60, right? So in that context, if you go into the doctor and they give you a flag, ooh, HbA1c is 5.7, maybe a little bit worse than it should be. You're trending towards sickness.
Yeah.
If you think about better than well, it's like, oh, my muscle or my body fat percentage is only 9%. Well is 15%. I'm better than well. I'm fit. So fitness in that sense is a hedge against sickness. So if I stop whatever I'm doing, if I get hit by a car or I have a really hard month at work where I can't get into the gym as much as I want to, not only am I already fit and I'm more capable of handling whatever is thrown at me, but also I have to decline before I even get to the normal wellness marker. Right?
Yeah. So I mean, as far as you feel yourself getting sick a lot less, right?
Yeah, because even if I do get,
You have to fall hard.
you have to fall really hard. You
Yeah.
have to fall farther before you actually get what most people call sick.
Right.
And in traditional Western medicine, the definition of health is just the absence of symptoms of disease. You can have the disease as long as you don't have symptoms. The modern healthcare system doesn't really actually care.
Right. Well, they don't make any money on that.
Correct. But like, from my perspective, the farther we can push somebody towards fitness, the more resilient they become in everyday life, not only in the gym, but outside of it.
Yeah. Your everyday work, everyday
Everything
life.
becomes easier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's like an ounce of preparation beats a pound of fixing the problem.
Correct.
But not a pound of bacon. No, I'm just kidding. Bacon's good though.
Ooh, bacon's so good. I feel like did you just smell bacon? Is that why you said that?
I don't know. I thought it was my pits. I didn't know.
There's a spot on the Flying Pig Marathon, this cafe on right there at the end.
Yes.
On Eastern, they're
Yep.
always making bacon. Oh man.
Yeah, my wife and I ran the half this year.
They give out bacon this year, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
They gave out bacon. I didn't get any when we did it.
That might have been after the split, because we did the full one. That bacon was tough to freaking swallow on the ride. I was like,
That's awesome.
I probably should have walked through the aid station. I was chewing on it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, but that alone, it's like, yeah, bacon does taste good, but you're not going to eat bacon for every meal, and you're not going to. You have to. There's
Right.
balance there,
Correct.
right?
And part of the, being on the fit side of the spectrum is maybe I can actually eat a couple more pieces of bacon.
Yeah.
Because
You're still above the wellness
I'm
scale.
still above the wellness.
Right.
Yep.
So what's the diet looking like? What do you eat?
For me, I just try to eat things that I can buy on the perimeter of the grocery store.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
the
know,
outer part. I've heard that
try
before.
to.
Yeah.
Like, for technically, it would be meat, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, some fruit, little starch, no sugar, no added sugar.
Man, you're smooth with that, isn't he?
Been playing with that for a long time. So, meat should be the primary component of most meals, in my opinion. Like, if you get a plate of food, a third of it should be meat.
So if you're a vegan, it would be protein, like just something protein.
Yes,
right?
protein.
Yeah.
Yeah, focus on, or if you're a, pescatarian or vegetarian, find a good protein source. Your caloric density, the highest nutrient wins on your plate are almost always a protein source. And if a third of the plate size is protein, it means something like almost 50% of the nutrients is coming from that food source.
Okay. I mean, I'm guessing as far as alcohol, you're not much of a drinker.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm having a really good steak at a steakhouse, my wife and I will get some wine. If I'm once or twice a week, we'll have a couple of drinks. But usually I drink, and that's relatively new. The abstinence from alcohol. I just started, the more and more you do the research on it, there isn't really ever any benefit to it.
Yeah,
It makes you feel
they
like
say
shit in the morning.
health decline comes at after one drink.
Yes.
They used to say, well, a glass of wine a week is not bad for you.
Well, they
It's
used
good.
to. I mean, there was a long time where that industry was so darn good at what they did. They would tell you that two glasses of wine a day is great for you.
Yeah.
Where's Veritrol?
Yeah.
More and more research comes out, and that's definitely not the case. So, I drink non-alcoholic beer when we go out to restaurants. It's amazing how often restaurants now have
Oh, wow.
non-alcoholic beer. So I still like to, I love the taste of beer. I have since I'm German after all. Raised in a German household.
Are you a warm beer? Have you had it warm? And
Oh my gosh. In college, I brewed my own beer. For my 21st birthday, my parents got me a brewing kit. It's like, I had at one point, I brewed it directly into a keg. And I had my own kegerator. But, the more kids I had, the less sleep I got, the more responsibility I had, the more I realized waking up at 5 a.m., which is when I typically wake up, somewhere between 4 and 5:30 most days, I can't really afford to have a hangover.
Right?
And now that I'm where I am in life, at this, whether you call it ripe or whether you call it young, age of 40, I notice it, man. If I have a single draft beer for dinner at a restaurant, I wake up the next morning like, I don't really feel that great.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much to knock me off.
What seems like for me, I mean, I don't drink, but it seems like for me, sugar, like if I hit the chocolate, I'm a chocolate guy. So,
Okay.
and that's kind of my, I can never get over
That's
that.
his beer.
That's my,
I'll tell you what, ice cream is mine, man. I love.
like that
My
too.
family knows it, man. We get ice cream more than we should get ice cream. But I love ice cream.
Yeah, we like ice cream.
I mean, you could name off sweets and we wouldn't say we don't like it. We would be out here all day.
But I don't know, it's like, I love sweets. I eat ice cream most nights. I'm very proud to admit that. I'm also very open about the fact that if I go out to eat at a restaurant, I know what I'm gonna get every time. I get a salad with double grilled chicken.
Okay.
And people are like, man, how do you go out to eat? We go out to eat a lot.
yeah.
With 4 kids, always in sports.
Yeah, it's simple.
It's just so much easier to hit a restaurant. And so we go out to eat a lot. People are like, how do you go out to eat as much as you go out to eat? And you don't, how do you do that? Well, it's very simple. I get a grilled chicken salad every single place I go. So much so that there's a couple restaurants around town. We go to Bird's Bar and Grill a lot. And every waitress in that entire place knows we come to our table and I just go, you got it.
They got it ready for you.
Yep. With a little side of hot buffalo sauce.
Yeah, I mean, it is, you know, obvious that you have that balance down pretty good. Obviously, you work out, you know, you look great. And that's just, I'm guessing, you know, with your mindset, that's not your focus. That's the result.
It happens. Yeah. There's an amazing guy named, I'm gonna totally forget his last name. Pat is his first name. He runs an Instagram account called Father's Guild. And he's a CrossFit seminar trainer. Very fit individual. But he made a post very recently about this. He's like, you should not train to look good. You should train to live the life you want to live. And if the life you want to live is active and athletic and you want to move a lot, your body will inevitably follow suit. You know, like if you want to go on hikes every day with your kids, ride bikes after dinner with your wife, if you want to say yes if your friend calls you and says, let's go hike a 14er. Yeah, like, or another friend says, hey, I'm getting ready to go do a 24-hour race in 3 weeks, you want to go do it? You can just be like, sure. If you can do the things that make you prepared to say yes in those scenarios, you're probably gonna look okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Focus on the activities, not the result.
What you can do, not what it looks
Yeah,
like.
focus on the joy in the activities. The joy in the journey, we like to say.
100%.
I guess you think, like, how did the unhealthy habits start? It's like, well, it's just a byproduct. So, or the unhealthy looking body
Yes.
is just a byproduct.
Yeah, of your activities, yeah.
Yeah, the activities you choose to do. Also, it's who you surround yourself with. If you surround yourself with people that invite you to go run a 24-hour race, your daily activities are probably gonna look different than hanging out with somebody who invites you to go
A 24-hour bender.
to Vegas for the weekend.
Yeah.
You know, and play blackjack. It's like,
Yeah.
and look, if somebody wants to invite me to go to Vegas for a weekend and play blackjack, I'm probably gonna say no, because I have no idea how to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. But they do have some pretty cool sites out there that you can run to.
I was gonna say we could go to Zion or we could go to the Grand Canyon,
Yeah.
do rim to rim. I would do that.
Hoover Dam, that's really cool. It's a little ways away, but it's awesome.
Dad's a poker guy. He's just
Well,
trying to get us to go to
I used to. And I haven't played in probably 2 years now almost. But,
Things are my origin.
but I used to like it.
These things, oh I know, they're terrible.
But I realized that activity is a very stagnant activity.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter how good you are, you know,
You're stuck sitting for a very long
right.
time.
And the better you are, the longer you sit.
Yeah.
And I am not a sitter. You know, I like the activity, but
They could put a walking treadmill desk
yeah,
next to a poker table. I might be in.
yeah.
Be a fun little physical and mental challenge in one.
Yeah, I guess the things I liked about it was trying to understand people.
People, yeah.
Yeah, and understand what their thinking process is, and, you know, understand what movements they make that kind of tells you more than what they
Sure.
are leading on, and that's what I love about it. But, you know, the more I run, the more I just want to continue running. And
Yeah.
do this. I mean, I love this too, so.
It's so amazing that you guys
It
are doing
is.
this together. It's cool.
So, what is next for you then, distance-wise? Is it that 100?
Yep.
Okay.
So we're doing. Have you guys heard of High Rocks?
Yeah.
So we're doing a half High
Just
Rocks.
recently, hybrid rock star. They
Yes.
said.
You guys ran with Farty, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. Party later. Yeah.
So we have a High Rocks event at the gym at Cornerstone coming up at the end of next month.
Okay.
Farty's actually doing it.
Those guys are awesome. By the way.
Yeah.
Really are good people.
Yeah, they're good. And so I'm sort of training to compete in that event at our gym. And then after that, I'll transition most of my running efforts to getting ready for the 24-hour race.
Yeah.
And then depending on how that goes, if I hit 100 miles, I'm sure I will have an intense addiction to wanting to go do that again.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I will probably find something else to make me do
Well,
that.
so we'll probably be running with you again soon.
100%. But outside of that, I just think there's so much value in just a weekly long effort. Easy, 10 plus miles. Because most of my training is, in a box.
Intense too, like
Yes.
your CrossFit stuff.
Relatively intense.
Yeah.
We range our intensity. We don't follow like a strict, nobody really does because there isn't one. That's the kind of the fun thing about constant variance. But we don't follow like a super strict CrossFit program. We run comp train programming. In comp train programming, they focus on building literally what they call the forever athlete. So people that are 16 all the way up to people that are 80 should be able to live a relatively athletic life.
Yeah.
And so yesterday, for example, we did a max broad jump test. Every person in the gym lined up, did 3 attempts at how far they could do a standing broad jump.
I haven't done that probably since high school. So that's
Right?
Yeah.
And we had, I have some, I got to make a reel today, but we had a 380 pound guy who needs a knee replacement. We had a 70, I'm going to say 70, I don't know, she might get offended by that. I think she's close to 70-year-old woman who comes into the gym every day with her daughter and her grandson, so 3 generations. Wow. They all did it together. She's recovering from a broken back. She did a broad jump for the first time. We have another woman who's in her mid-60s, comes in with her son and daughter, doesn't speak English. She's a member of our gym, doesn't speak English, so her son translates everything for her. But she came in, she's been there for about 6 months now. When she first came into the gym, she couldn't run. She could barely walk because she has arthritis in her knees. She did a broad jump yesterday. How crazy is that?
Yeah.
And like, the wildest thing was, we literally have, we're taking a little video of this happening. And there's a whole room of people standing along the wall, clapping for her, cheering for her. She's got this big smile on her face. So yeah, our training is varied to the point where we put people under a barbell pretty often, make them lift heavy weights. We lift 3 times a week, typically in the primary movement pattern. So squat, a press, and a pull. 3 times a week. And then Tuesdays, we almost always do intervals. Sometimes those are sprint intervals, sometimes those are long intervals. But the design for those workouts is, do you know yourself well enough to consistently pace an interval with a given amount of rest? So those are always fun because they're mind games.
Yeah.
Scores for those workouts are usually like your slowest round is your score. So you don't want to go out the gate too slow because you don't want to leave anything on the line. And you also don't want to go out too fast to the point where you die.
Yeah.
So it's really fun teaching people who maybe don't have an athletic background or don't have a running background to think in the frame of consistent pacing.
Yeah.
And that could be pacing for runs, it could be pacing for barbell cycling, it could be pacing for push-ups and sit-ups. But it's just like, how do I know myself well enough to meter my intensity so that I can maintain that pace? So that's Tuesdays. And then Thursdays are threshold days. So we do like a long 30 to 40 minute continuous effort where the goal is just keep moving without having to put a significant stop in.
I mean, I think probably even for, veterans at this stuff like you, it's a good reminder of
Always.
Pace and interval and
Always.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We did a workout on Tuesday it was one of the coolest workouts I've done in a long time. It was every 2 minutes on the minute. You did 7 burpees and then a 200-meter run. You did 5 rounds of that, took a 3-minute rest, did 4 rounds of that, took a 3-minute rest, and then did 2 rounds of that, took a 3-minute rest. No, 5, 4, and then 3 rounds. So 5, 4, 3, and it was so cool going back and looking at people's scores, like seeing what the delta was between their fastest time and their slowest time. And the people who've been doing this for a long time had, maybe a 10% delta in their best score.
Not a big range, right?
Yeah, because you're trying to like get consistency. And then you have other people that either don't know themselves very well, maybe let ego get in the way one round or another.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Did that hit home with you, or are you thinking maybe was that? Maybe
No, I was very consistent.
Good job.
I was very consistent. Who have it's a 25-second range where they went out super fast and then died at the end, or we had some people that went out way too controlled and left a lot on the table.
Yeah.
But that's always kind of fun to look at how different people with different what we call training age.
Well, I wonder for you at times controlling the ego when you get a 16, 17-year-old guy come in and says, I'm going to, and he's trying to smoke you.
Yep.
Like, well, let's show something here.
It's fun. It is fun. So we often do on Saturday we have a community class in both gyms. It's $1 for anybody in the community to come to. Because CrossFit historically is more expensive than most other fitness endeavors.
Yeah.
But we don't want to box it out. So we create that community class every Saturday. Anybody can come to it for $1. But on Saturdays we almost always do a partner workout. So you share reps. So today's workout's a little bit different at CrossFit Fairfield because it's somebody's birthday. We're doing a birthday workout for them. But it's like over the course of 30 minutes, you're gonna cycle through this circuit as many times as you can, and you share the reps with your partner. And I usually like to get one of those younger guns and say, all right, we're gonna partner up, let's go. And I will put the throttle down early, give them much less rest than me, and so they're like getting done with their first set, getting ready, and catching their breath, and I'm already done with my part of the reps. And they're like, oh my gosh, you're done already? Yes, sir. So then my rest gets longer, and I get faster and faster. Their rest gets slower or shorter, and their reps become longer and longer. So it just turns into a nice stroll in the park for me, and they're dying, trying to wonder what hit them. People have caught on to me though. Nobody wants to be my partner anymore. But yeah, it's fun. Like we actually have one kid in the gym. He's 18. He is choosing actually to not go to college. He's coaching full time for us now, and he has CrossFit Games prospects. He's crazy strong, very skilled. He is actually the son of one of our business partners.
Okay.
Not the one I talked about earlier, but a different one.
Yeah.
And I love working out with him because he has very different capacities than I have. He's way stronger than me, but I have much better endurance than he does. So we can kind of push each other in a different way. He can put some more weight on the bar, and I can push him a little bit, to go faster, things. And it just becomes a fun training dynamic. That's the other thing I love about CrossFit is every person that comes into the gym is going to have something they're really good at and something they're not really good at.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because nobody's good at everything, like perfect at everything.
Correct. And so you get to like lean into, oh, here's a weakness. And a lot of times in life, we're encouraged to like
Shy away from
if
those.
you're not,
Right.
if you're not good at it, just do something else.
That's right.
But in a CrossFit gym, it's like, oh wait, you can't do that? Yeah. Guess what your accessory work is for the next 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna work on that thing. And it's kind of fun. There's always something to get better at. And that's something that's kept it fresh and entertaining for me. You know, having done this now for, gosh, 20 years almost. I never walk into the gym going, man, I'm bored.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna work on today. Like, there's always a glaring outage somewhere that can be like, yeah, let's focus on that today.
Well, what would you say then to the folks like that want to get out and get in shape, maybe do CrossFit? What would you say to, you know?
Just go do it.
Yeah.
There's the thing that people tend to get hung up on is this idea of like being intimidated or
Feeling like they got to know everything, right?
feeling like they're not welcome or have to be in shape. This is the thing that blows my mind the most. Well, I'll come try it, but I want to get in shape first.
Yeah. Right.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's like,
That's why you're trying it.
you
That's-
don't do CrossFit. You don't get in shape to do CrossFit. You do CrossFit to get in shape.
Yeah.
Well, it's like cleaning the house before the cleaning lady comes.
Oh my gosh, you're talking my wife's language now, buddy.
We grew up with our mom.
Yeah.
Say, why are we mopping the floor?
Yep. But yeah, so it's like that's the thing. And from an intimidation perspective, it is always, it's frustrating to me that people feel intimidated by it or don't really fully grasp that every single thing we do in the gym has a scale. Like, you might see an Instagram video of somebody doing a 500-pound back squat and think, nope, never gonna do that.
Yeah.
But you're missing the one of the 65-year-old grandmother who just broke her back,
Yeah.
who's doing back squats with a 5-pound kettlebell.
Hey, wouldn't you say though that that's what stops most people in life from doing anything that they dream of?
Yep.
Yeah.
Comparison's a thief of joy.
Yeah.
So they're comparing themselves to an unnecessarily high benchmark
Yeah.
when every single step they take could be a move in a direction to becoming the person they actually want to be.
Well, and I think social media feeds into that too, because only thing you see out there are the best.
Yes.
The most
I'd
views.
say,
You know?
It's terrible. I'm guilty of it.
Everything we see besides this podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. You see one really good guy, and
Top
then
1%.
but yeah, I mean that's it feeds into it, you know.
Yep.
And if we can just understand that, yeah, that's cool to look at.
Yep.
But to know the truth,
Yes.
you know.
So I've been working really hard on like, and I think every gym owner and everybody in the space has to go between what's aspirational, like what does somebody eventually want to, like they want to see that stuff because it's fun.
Yeah.
It's exciting to see somebody really fit, do really crazy things. But also, how do I make sure I temper that with content of real people doing wildly impressive things in their own right?
Yeah, I mean, you didn't wake up one morning, 20 years ago and look like this. I mean, you
Hey, I was 145 pounds.
You worked on this. It takes time
Yep.
and consistency.
Yeah, so I would just say anybody, just literally just take a step.
Yeah.
Go open the door, walk in, drop a single dollar, come try class. People who come in for the first time leave after the first class going, oh my gosh, I don't know what I waited so long for.
Yeah.
This was so much fun.
Want to continue
So-
down this a little bit and we'll sign off.
Yeah, we're at 9.8.
Okay, we'll get on this a little bit.
Go a little bit.
Well, Keith, that's good. Thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was a blast.
What can you give us some upcoming things here? Anything you want to shout out to or coming up that you want to talk about to finalize things here?
Yeah, come out. The Tri-State Half Rocks, we're doing at Cornerstone Fitness on July 25th. The heats are going to start at 6 a.m. and go until about 2 p.m. Come out. That's a sold-out event, but come out and cheer for the athletes that are doing it. It'll be so much fun. We got a bunch of great sponsors and vendors coming in. That'll be a lot of fun. Go check out a community class at either CrossFit Fairfield or Cornerstone Fitness. We would love to have you. It's just $1. And then other than that, just go take the first step.
Yeah, don't let fear stop you guys. Just go. They'll take good care of you.
100%.
Yeah, they'll be easy on you maybe the first day, maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Don't
Definitely.
partner up with Keith.
Don't be my partner.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, choose someone other than Keith. Maybe Keith's kids, maybe the little ones if they're there.
Oh no, they're in that mindset too. They're worse.
Oh, that's great. Well, thanks for joining us today, guys. Make it a great day.